Remember when everyone, just about everybody, played Snake on their Nokia phone? What a big deal it was. I'm smiling just thinking about it. How we competed to get high scores, how we marveled at those incredible graphics it has. Compare that to today and it looks like we've entered a different world altogether. You can now not only download the most sophisticated games from the app stores, but there are phones that are specifically now designed and built for an excellent gaming experience. In India, more than 90% of the gamers play on mobile, as the desktop and console gaming is very limited due to high prices and low penetration of such devices. Now, most mobile games are cheap to buy, in fact often free, and work perfectly well even now on a budget smartphone. According to Mobile Marketing Association, the revenue from mobile gaming in India will be worth $943 million by 2022. This is a growth of more than a whopping 200% over a period of 6 years, from 466 million in 2016. Not only this, the number of mobile gamers in the country is set to reach 368 million by 2022 from just 269 million in 2019. So yes, mobile gaming is having its time under the sun, and from the likes of Snakes and Solitaire we've advanced to heavy-duty games like Free Fire, Call of Duty, Fortnite and a whole lot more. And all this has been made possible by the most complex yet the most important and most common gadget in your hands, your mobile phone. With the quality of graphics and phones' processing speeds improving every day, the quality gap between mobile gaming and PC or console gaming has largely now been erased. The pandemic has further accelerated gaming numbers in recent times. The lockdown situation forced people to stay indoors and find ways to keep themselves occupied, while high-energy action game let players compete with their friends and maintain squads. Games like Ludo, Tambola, Uno, Scrabble and others contributed towards increasing family time and bringing friends together. Now, while the mobile gaming industry is fast taking over the gaming ecosystem in India, there are typical pain points that users go through when they play games on their phones. For example, sluggishness and frequent hanging of the phone, inability to handle high-end graphics, overheating, quick battery drain, and a whole lot more. Now, in this episode, we'll find out what a great gaming experience means and how a processor is critical to providing a great gaming experience. We'll talk about how the Snapdragon processor has transformed your premium mobile device into a gaming machine. The ultra-realistic graphics, lightning speeds, blazing fast response, incredible audio, plus how does Snapdragon processors enable all this wizardry? We will also be joined by technology experts to tell us about how the processor has defined this fully immersive, elevated experience for the smoothest gameplay possible. So I'm joined by Francisco Cheng, Director Product Marketing, Qualcomm. Great to have you on the show, and I'm going to start off straight away with a diving in. How have you seen mobile gaming change over the years?
Thanks, Rajiv. Great question. We've been in the mobile gaming industry for a long time. We've seen casual games go to AAA and seen 100 million active users a month per game. We've seen visual complexity and visual quality go 1,000-fold in the last 20 years. There are more gamers on the mobile platform than any other platform combined.
So with all this growth in mobile gaming, what does it mean to Qualcomm?
Our core mobile technologies are in over 1 billion smartphones today, Rajiv. If you look at when we created our Snapdragon mobile platform, it also housed a GPU, our first mobile GPU, which stands for Graphics Processing Unit. This GPU is being taken advantage of by over 1 billion games today.
Can you explain to our viewers what constitutes a great gaming experience? We hear about this all the time. What should they look for while choosing a gaming phone?
The first thing that people should look for when they're buying a gaming smartphone is, of course, make sure that it has Snapdragon inside. Because with Snapdragon, you're guaranteed to get the smoothest gaming experience. And this is defined by the number of frames that the phone or the processor supports, which is up to 144 frames per second. This is world leading. We are the first to deliver this. The other thing that you should also come to expect from Snapdragon is that it delivers sustained performance, which means that you can game for long periods of time without losing any of that performance. A couple of other things that you should also be aware of is that Snapdragon delivers great visual quality, it delivers desktop level features, and of course, we have a world-class modem.
That's very interesting, but how do you achieve this?
We've been working with game publishers and phone manufacturers for well over 20 years. And how we achieve this is that we work closely with them to optimize our phones for things like the highest frame rates. The other thing that we also look to optimize in a game is to ensure that it has desktop level features, the highest HDR qualities. This involves careful planning with our partners to ensure that these games come to life with our Snapdragon mobile platform.
Now this I think is an important question because a lot of people actually take their buying decision based on whether a phone has a Snapdragon processor or not. Anything unique that Snapdragon enables for gaming?
Rajiv, there are a lot of unique features in Snapdragon gaming platforms. I'll talk about 3 of them. The first one is called 90 frames and 144 frames. So this allows games to hit that ultra smoothness that gamers want. The other thing that we've launched recently this year is something called GPU updatable drivers. This allows users to frequently update their graphics drivers so they're getting the latest features and performance from their gaming smartphone. The last unique feature that I'll talk about is Game Color Plus. For those who don't have HDR in their gaming phones, you can get this feature to increase the visual fidelity as well as the sharpness of games on your smartphones.
Thank you, Francisco. Thank you so much for joining us and actually educating us about so many interesting things that we didn't know. Now let's move on and talk to the General Manager at Poco India, C. Manmohan. Thank you so much for joining us and many congratulations on the new edition, Poco X3. Tell us a little bit about this phone.
Thank you so much, Rajiv, for having me here. We are indeed extremely excited to be launching Poco X3. It's a successor to Poco X2, which is actually considered a very good gaming phone out there. In fact, Poco X3 is the first phone in the world to be powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G. It actually comes with the Adreno 618 GPU, so extremely excited to be launching this device.
You know, I think the most important thing I want to know, because that's what we are basing our show on today, what role is played by the processor in enabling such an experience?
Yeah, to answer your question, yes, the processor forms the key and the most critical component of any smartphone. Poco X3 comes with the Snapdragon 732G chipset, where the CPU is clocked at 2.3 GHz. This, along with other features like the 6000 mAh battery and the liquid cool technology, makes gaming and high performance tasks very easy. Along with this, in fact, there are many other software features also that we have included in Poco X3, like the Game Turbo mode, which makes gaming extremely awesome.
So tell me, you chose the Snapdragon 732G processor for your phone. Why did you choose this particular processor?
This is pretty simple. If you look at the history of Poco F1, Poco X2 and Poco M2 Pro all were powered by Qualcomm chipsets. So it was very obvious for us also to take a look at Qualcomm and take the best out of it. And Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G chipset pretty much takes every important thing there. Let it be thermal efficiency, let it be the power, let it be the processing speed, let it be the GPU, everything, right? So it was obvious for us, and to be honest, we are extremely excited to be the first in the world to be launching this chipset.
How is this phone different from other gaming phones in this price segment? What other features do you have on your phone to make it a great gaming experience for the consumer?
To begin with, first of all, we have the latest 4G chipset from Qualcomm, which is Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, which differentiates Poco X3 from the rest. That's number one. Apart from that, we have various other features like the liquid cool technology, the second, the massive 6000 mAh battery, and lastly, the 120Hz refresh rate, which makes the performance extremely smooth and efficient.
Thank you so much for joining us. Wonderful having you on the show, and I really hope you come back again because it's been very, very educative.